guys, so this is review day number 2. Like I said, make sure you're logging on Wednesday, May 13th for your final exam. If you cannot do that on that day, you need to let me know as soon as possible. Otherwise, you may have some problems with 10% of your grade. It's a lot.
It is.
Okay. Let's talk about... First, let's review dynamics. I realized I put that in the first review and that was supposed to go in the second, so I'm going to review it because it's good for you to know. It's brand new for 6th graders and 7th and 8th graders. I didn't really review it prior to now, so it's good to review. Okay? If we were going to put dynamics in level from softest to loudest, it would be pianissimo, piano, mezzo piano, mezzo forte, forte, fortissimo. That is the answer for the question that will be on this quiz and your final exam. I promise you it will be on your final. Okay?
So remember, piano means soft. Forte means loud. Okay, so if a word has a piano in it, it's going to mean it's soft. If it has a forte in it, it's going to be louder. So that right there is half the battle. If you know piano means soft and forte means loud. Okay, so pianissimo, remember, means the most of something. So if it's the softest or the loudest. Mezzo means in the middle. So remember that when you're thinking about your degrees.
Today we're also going to talk about bow articulations. You did a whole video on articulations, but we just want to remind you. A tie is 2 notes connected of the same note. Sorry. A slur is 2 notes connected by 1 bow that are different notes. Mr. Pearson, will you do a tie first finger E?
So here's our tie. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That was a tie. I tied 2 quarter notes together. I'm going to tie 2 half notes together. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Same note, okay? A slur, tie open D to first finger E, quarter notes. 2 different notes in 1 bow, okay? Do D, E, F sharp, G all in 1 bow. Okay, 1 bow, 4 different notes. That is a slur that will be on your quiz and your final exam. Okay, do hooked bowing. Hooked bowing is a lot like a slur, but you're going to stop your bow in between the notes. You can do hooked bowing with 2 of the same notes or 2 different notes. Do the same notes. That's hooked bowing with the same notes. Do different notes. Yes, and it doesn't matter if you go up or down. It's all still hooked bowing as long as you're stopping your bow in between the notes. Okay? Let's talk about... Wait for it. Wait for it. I guess we're going to talk about road maps. Okay? Road maps is the new topic for 6th grade. 7th grade, we spent a whole bunch of time on road maps. 8th grade, you probably should have already known road maps, but this is a great review. Okay? Everybody, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade knows what a repeat sign is. Can we show them what a repeat sign looks like?
Yes.
A repeat sign means to go back and play over again. Here's an example of a repeat sign. Okay? It is 2 bar lines with 2 dots, which means go back. In this case, it means go back to the beginning. But there are times where you go back to the forward-facing repeat sign. Do we have an example of that? I don't think we have it in book 1. Do they talk about first?
There we go. Cripple Creek. So you have a repeat sign here, and then repeat sign there. So that goes back to the beginning. That's an easy one. But this one also has a repeat sign here. This does not go back to the beginning. This goes back to
the
here.
Backwards repeat sign. Okay. So a repeat sign. Let's see. What's the exact question I'm going to ask? Get ready. Write it down. The exact question is, when repeating, go back either to the beginning or go back to the backwards repeat sign? That will be the exact question. All right, does it talk about first and second endings in book 1, or is that book 2?
It's book 1, actually.
Is it?
Yep. So, going back to... There it is.
Yeah, unfortunately we did not get to this for 6th grade, but you are learning it right now.
If you had been going to school every day, this would have been part of our coverage.
Yeah, this is what we would have talked about before we left. And it would have been in your music.
I have a couple of things I could to show.
Okay.
Alright, so here we go. We have a front facing and a rear facing repeat sign. But notice there's a little 1 and a 2. So when you play through, you're playing. You go back to the beginning in this case. Playing. When you get to here, you see how that's cut off here. That means this measure does not exist the second time. You instead skip over it and go to the second ending. It's really important that you don't play this measure the second time, because if you're the only one playing it, then you have extra notes. You don't want to do that.
Okay, so I'm going to repeat that because this is confusing for everyone, okay? There is a piece with what we call both first and second endings. So the first time through, you're going to play like normal. Play the first line, jump down to the second line, you're going to play what we call first ending. That's this box here. Then you're going to see repeat sign, which means go back to the beginning. You're going to then play all of this over again. Play, then play. Then on your second time, when you get to here, you're going to jump, skip the first ending, play the second ending, and finish the piece, okay? This does have a backwards repeat sign, so that changes up things a little bit, but essentially play first time through till you get to the repeat, jump back to
wherever you need to repeat to,
and then keep going. But when you get to the first ending, since you've already played it, you will skip it, go to the second ending, and finish the piece. The literal question I am going to ask, and I'm going to just read the question and the answers because this one's so hard. When playing first and second endings, you will A, always skip the first ending, B, play both endings both times, C, always skip the second ending, or D, play the first ending the first time and the second ending the second time. Use common sense. What do you think the answer is?
I don't know. I think it's always skip all endings.
You're going to confuse them. Stop that.
I see. Okay. Play the first ending the first time. Then play the second ending the second time. Don't try and figure out those other ones. It is going to be that every single time.
Use common sense. Play the first ending the first time you play. Play the second ending the second time you play. Common sense. Somebody's going to get it wrong. All right.
Well, somebody might not watch all the way through this point in the
video. All right. DC Alcoda and DS Alcoda. Brand new material for 6th grade, and I'm pretty sure it's not in that book.
It is.
Is it?
Yep. DC is... It's right here. Ba-ba-bum.
Okay. You want to talk DC Alcoda,
Yeah,
Mr.
I do want to
Pearson?
talk DC Alcoda. All right. DC means da capo, or
The head.
or the top. So if you play it from the top, it means play from the beginning. Da capo al fine. So here we have a piece. It says DC al coda. Or no, DC al fine. I'm sorry. DC al fine. Fine.
Well, pretend it says DC Alcoda because that's
Okay.
the question on the quiz.
All right. So there's two different things. All right. When you play here, this is like a big repeat. The big repeat goes back to the top or the beginning. Okay. And then you play until you see a word that says coda. Now this one says fine, which means the end, but a coda is another ending.
Do we have actual music for this?
I think we do.
Okay, let's find actual music. And I will talk while you are tripping. Okay. DC Alcoda and DS S al coda. So DC al coda, when you play a piece with it, you are going to start the piece like normal. Start from the top left-hand corner, and you're going to play through the music until you see the words in the music that says DC al coda. Okay? At that point, you are going to jump back to the capo, the head, the beginning of the piece. You're going to go back to the beginning, and you're going to keep playing along the second time through until you see the word coda. And that's when, at that point, you will jump down lower in the piece to a sign that looks like a coda. And we'll show you what that sign looks like. And then you'll play from there to the end. You got a piece? I'm pretty sure
I got
Ninja.
So Ninja is DS.
Okay, what
and
about
El Toro is
DC? Perfect. 7th grade music. All right. So, as I said, El Toro. Don't put your note names in. That's cheating. All right. You will start from the beginning, and you will play like normal. Play, 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 play. Keep playing. Play, play, play. Because this is the second page. Play. Yes, this is a long song. Play, 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 play. Then you will see at measure 64, it says D, C, al coda. At measure 64, once you play to the end of here, you will go back
all the way
to the beginning. Okay? Then you're going to play all of this all over again. The whole first page.
Until
the second page. Wait, where's the sign? Wait for it.
That's on the second page. It's... There it is.
Oh.
To coda.
Okay. The second page, you're going to play the first line. And then it's cut off. But here it says to, and it's supposed to say coda. Okay? At that point, you're going to play this measure, and at the end of that measure, you are going to jump to the bottom where it says coda, and that's the sign that you're looking for. Coda. Then you'll play the rest of this music till the end of the song. Okay, so the question that I'm literally asking you is, when you see DC al coda in a piece of music, you know to A, repeat back to the sign and then stop at the end. B, repeat back to the sign and then jump to the coda. C, repeat back to the beginning and then stop at the end. And then D, repeat back to the beginning and then jump to the coda. It is D, repeat back to the beginning and jump to coda. DC al coda has nothing to do with signs. So if you see signs in your answer, it's wrong. Okay? You want to go back to the beginning and you want to talk about coda. All right, DS al coda.
So, del segno, or the sign, to coda. Al coda, and coda. All right, so we have this piece. So we're playing. And then you see this wacky sign right here. The first time that you see it, it doesn't really matter, but you want to make sure that you notice it. You're playing. Oh, there's to coda. Okay. All right, so we skipped that because we haven't played back to the beat to something else again. Play. Del segno, blah, 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 al coda. Goes back to that sign. So don't go back to the beginning. Go back to the sign. And then it says what? To coda. Second time, jump to the coda. And then play until the end.
All right, so I'm going to reiterate it because this is confusing. When you see the S al coda in a piece, you are no longer going back to the beginning like you did for DC al coda. You're going back to a little sign. And this particular sign looks like an S with a slash in it and 2 dots. Okay, that is the sign you are looking for. So for this piece, DS al coda, you start from the beginning. You play normally until you see the words DS al coda. That means to jump back to the sign, not the beginning. You're going from here to the sign. Then you will continue to play the part that you're repeating until you see the word
to coda,
which is right here. At that point, you will jump down to the coda section. Remember that coda sign, and you'll play the rest of the piece. Okay, so the exact question I'm asking. When you see DS al coda in a piece of music, you know to repeat back to the sign and then stop at the end. Repeat back to the sign and then jump to the coda. Repeat back to the beginning and then stop at the end. Repeat back to the beginning and then jump to coda. So the answer was B. Repeat back to the sign and then jump to coda. Okay? When they're saying and then stop at the end, what they're referring to is fine. And fine, I'm going to tell you, is not in your final exam. It's not in your quizzes. Don't worry about fine. But that's what they mean, is when you see the word fine, you finish or end. Okay? DSL coda, DCL coda. If you have questions, please type it in the chat. Come see me on Zoom. One of those options. This is hard material. Go look it up on Google. What does DSL coda mean? What does DCL coda mean? And what does first and second ending mean? Those are 3 questions on the final exam that you will be confused about. Good luck.
Bye.